the sidewalk now. Go to the sidewalk now.
You want to go with him? Go to the sidewalk now. Okay. No,
I'm out of jail, guys, and I'm about to take my first shower since...
What happens when a prank goes too far, and the person behind it finally faces real consequences? Today, we're answering that question by looking at Jack Doherty's new verdict and what it means for prank culture as a whole. This isn't just about one arrest. It's about how online pranks are changing, and why this moment might shift everything we see on the internet. Jack Doherty has always been the center of internet noise. Loud pranks, wild live streams, and risky stunts that kept people watching even when they knew something was about to go wrong. But this time, the situation is different. His new verdict doesn't just affect him. It shakes the entire prank community and raises a real question. How far is too far? For years, prank culture online has grown bigger, louder, and more extreme. Many creators try to push boundaries to stand out. But Jack's situation is proving that the line between entertainment and danger is much thinner than most people want to admit. Everything came to a head when Jack was arrested in Miami. Police told him again and again to step onto the sidewalk. Instead, he argued, acted reckless, and even challenged an officer to a duel. While he was busy trying to make a show for the camera, officers searched him and found a half-orange pill labeled with a number that matched a controlled substance, along with a container holding weed joints. It was messy, loud, and honestly predictable for anyone who has watched his content recently. To many people online, this wasn't a shocking moment. It was an expected one. When video clips of the arrest spread, the internet almost exploded. People started celebrating like this was the moment they had been waiting for, the moment Jack finally faced something serious. Some were cheering, some were relieved, others were simply curious about what would happen next. But here's the surprising part. The arrest itself wasn't the biggest issue. The charges were. Jack walked away with 1 felony and 2 misdemeanors, and in Florida, that felony alone can carry up to 5 years. Add the misdemeanors, and the total possible time could reach around 7 years. Suddenly, prank culture didn't look fun anymore. It looked like a warning. Jack posted bond the next day. He smiled for the cameras and went online telling people to stay out of jail, even though he had only been inside for a few minutes. He joked about the place being dirty and said he refused to shower there. But while he was making light of the situation, people were reading the court documents and realizing this was not a small problem that would disappear overnight. And his legal trouble is only one part of a much bigger story. For months, Jack had been surrounded by controversy, and not the funny kind people expect from prank channels. The internet had already been turning against him long before his arrest. The situation with McKinley was a major turning point. Jack didn't just date her. He married her live on stream in Vegas. During the ceremony, he mentioned a prenup in front of her father, which said she would get nothing in a divorce and that he would keep all of her OnlyFans income. People were shocked. Her father cried, and viewers said it felt more like a business deal than a relationship. When McKinley later spoke out, things got even worse. She said Jack pressured her into joining OnlyFans and told her he would leave her if she refused. She explained that he controlled her finances, mixed business with their personal life, and used her to grow his own views. Hearing her talk about how uncomfortable she felt made the internet turn even more against him. It reached a point where she had to call the police just to collect her belongings from his house. The clip of Jack arguing with officers, telling them they weren't allowed inside, left people stunned. It showed a level of tension and disrespect that many believed had become a pattern for him. But even that wasn't the end. Jack's reputation for hiding behind his security became another running joke online. Whenever someone tried to confront him, he would run behind his bodyguards. There were multiple clips of him sprinting behind his team the moment trouble appeared. It made people question whether he was as bold as he pretended to be. Whenever Jack was alone, strangers would rush up to him, trying to see if he would act the same way without protection. Then came another wave of accusations, this time from Natalie Reynolds. She claimed Jack encouraged underage girls to get involved with OnlyFans content and said he tried to remove her Instagram because she wasn't making him money anymore. She even tweeted that Jack waited for a 17-year-old to turn 18, then got her drunk on a yacht and pressured her to sign a contract. Jack denied these claims, but the internet had already been watching him closely. These accusations made everything feel even more serious. Soon after that, more chaos followed. Jack crashed a $200,000 McLaren while live streaming in the rain. Instead of focusing on driving safely, he was more focused on entertaining viewers. The crash injured the cameraman, and Kik banned him instantly. It was one of the clearest examples of how dangerous prank culture had become. But chaos seemed to follow him everywhere. In October 2023, he went to a Halloween party, and a disagreement turned into another incident involving his bodyguard. This later became a lawsuit for assault and battery. Just when people thought things couldn't get stranger, there was the CPS incident. Jack was live streaming like usual when a CPS agent and 2 police officers suddenly knocked on his door. They said a report had been filed involving a child, even though Jack said he didn't have a child. Viewers were confused, shocked, and unsure whether the situation was real or staged. Either way, it showed that things around Jack were getting out of control. Even the possibility of CPS being called was enough to make people worry about how far online drama had gone. All of these moments, the arrest, the relationship drama, the accusations, the crash, and even the CPS call, built one giant message for the internet. Prank culture is no longer harmless. For years, prank videos have walked a thin line between fun and reckless behavior. Many creators push limits for views, thinking they're unstoppable. But Jack's new verdict shows what can happen when someone crosses that line too many times. The world is changing, laws are getting stricter, and audiences are starting to demand responsibility from the people they watch. Jack's situation is now being used as a warning for other prank creators. Police departments, city officials, and even event organizers have started saying they won't tolerate reckless behavior disguised as content. The Miami Beach commissioner even called Jack a professional instigator and made it clear the city wouldn't accept that kind of behavior. That statement alone shows how seriously people are taking this issue. So, what does this verdict mean for prank culture? It means the era of extreme pranks is slowly ending. The risks are too high, the consequences are too real, and creators can no longer pretend that everything is just for content when real people are being affected. It also means audiences need to think differently. Watching someone run around causing chaos might be entertaining in the moment, but the long-term impact is damaging. It encourages dangerous copycats, affects communities, and can even hurt the creators themselves. And then there's Jack. What happens next for him depends on the court, the charges, and the choices he makes from here. The 7-year maximum is only a possibility, not a guarantee, but even the chance of that happening is enough to make people pay attention. And that wraps up today's deep dive. If you want more detailed breakdowns and want to stay updated on how stories like this unfold, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.